Jacobs. I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening. I wanted to come on and just talk with you for a few minutes because, I was watching this morning on CBS this morning with Gayle King. She did an interview, an exclusive interview with Mark Zuckerberg and also with his lovely wife, Priscilla Chan. And she went behind the scenes to learn more about them in their home environment. And, me being the balance doctor, that just really caught my interest because being able to learn about people in their home environment and outside of what you see in front of the public is pretty cool. So I was intrigued to hear more about that story and actually ended up watching the entire interview. And I learned about their children. I learned about their love for each other. I learned about how they support each other and how they cheer each other on to success. It was a really great interview. So make sure you check that out with Gayle King on CBS this morning. It's on YouTube. But one of the takeaway points that I learned was that Priscilla said that not in her wildest dreams did they ever imagine that when Mark was going to just do another project, which he's done many projects over the course of their relationship. So when he went to become interested in endeavoring to do Facebook, it was another one of his projects, according to her. And never in a million years did she imagine, or did he imagine at that time, that it would become what it became, which is Facebook today. I say all of that to say that it's so important that we do something. As I talk to you tonight, I want you to embrace the theory that the Zuckerbergs did, which is something that we all utilize here on this Facebook platform. We're using this to communicate across the world to be able to stay connected to each other. So many of us are Facebook friends now, and no matter how far we get apart from each other, we get an opportunity to stay connected through this thing called Facebook. So hearing their story today was enlightening, it was inspiring and encouraging, but more importantly, it allowed me to know that we need to all be willing to do something. Just like the Zuckerbergs, when they made a decision to do a project, they actually became Facebook. They have the whole theme of Facebook now. What project is lying dormant inside of you? There's some type of project that each and every one of us have that's lying right on the inside of us. And guess what? You'll never know what that project can become until you pick it up and do something with it. How many of you are thinking right now, as you're just literally watching this broadcast, you're saying, you know what, there's this that came to mind, and then there's this idea that came to mind, and here's another project that God put in my spirit. But at the end of the day, it's just sitting on the inside of you. So I encourage you today to scratch up whatever that project is, pick it up, show up, and decide to move forward with a project that is on the inside of you. You may not move forward with each and every one of them at the same time, obviously, but you can pick a project and decide that this is the project that I'm going to move forward with, and I'm going to make something happen with it. And who knows what it might become? It might become something as humongous as Facebook. You never know until you decide to move forward and to try. Try really is not a word that I like. I actually believe you either do it or you don't. So pick that project up and do it. Make something happen so that you can feel proud of what you're bringing to the whole world. The Zuckerbergs are quite proud of Facebook, I can guarantee you that. But what is a project that's inside of you that you could be proud of as well? Let me give you a few steps of things that I think help us bring projects to fruition sooner rather than later so that we can do something. If we have all of our ideas just on the inside of us, but we're not writing them down, then it's just going to do that. It's going to stay right there on the inside of you. But I encourage you to take the first step of writing your goals and writing your ideas and writing your thoughts down. It doesn't matter how basic of for me, let me give you an example. I just use literally notebook paper. It does not matter how fancy it is. Just write your thoughts down. And this is a 5-subject notebook that I'm using. And I write so many things in them. I go through notebook after notebook after notebook after notebook. And I also have what my son gave me, a 90X goal planner. And this is something that I use as well. And he gave that to me for Christmas. Write your ideas down, write your thoughts down, write your to-dos, your must-dos. Write those things down, because in a given day, you're not going to be able to accomplish everything every day. It's not humanly possible to do everything in a day. But what you can do is you can prioritize and say, I am going to accomplish these 3 things today, and no matter what comes or goes, I'm going to get these 3 things done. And those are the 3 things that I'll feel like I've kind of had a sense of accomplishment if I get those particular things done. So prioritize things, and that's something that I talk heavily about in my book, Extreme Balance Makeover. Yeah, hey, if you don't have my book, it's called Extreme Balance Makeover, and it's available on Amazon. Let me scoot back for a second and get the book for you. Right here. Yes. Okay. Extreme Balance Makeover. If you don't have your copy of Extreme Balance Makeover, go to Amazon and you can get your copy. It comes in a bundle deal for $14.99 on Amazon. You can get it right there, and you also get a Kindle download, which you can put down on different devices as well. But in the book, I talk about how important it is to prioritize to maximize your day. So make sure that if you're identifying that these are the 3 things that I must accomplish in a day, that you write those 3 things down, and that those are the 3 things that you scratch through once they're done, so you feel you've had a sense of accomplishment. You're not, if you don't prioritize it, I can guarantee you nothing gets accomplished. And I do recommend that you also have a master calendar. And the reason I say that is because the master calendar should consist of not only your business to-dos, but also your personal to-dos, your doctor's appointments or your children's doctor's appointments, or whatever it is that you have going on personally as well. If you have play rehearsal or dance rehearsal or basketball practice, whatever it is, it needs to be in front of you at a glance for you to be able to get a visual of what's really happening in your schedule. So that way you can get your projects accomplished. Another thing that I've implemented that I actually got from the 90-day planner is identifying what percentage you're going to give to each thing that you're focused on. For example, how much time am I going to be able to devote to my church work? How much time am I going to be able to devote to Gabe's Heart Foundation? How much time am I going to devote to consulting? And what percentage am I going to devote to speaking and product and book sales and things of that nature? And putting them on like a spin wheel is what is called the wheel of wealth in the book. But if you put those on that grid and make it equal to 100%, you'll know exactly how much time you can devote to each area of focus. Another thing that I recommend that you do is to decide. You have to make the decision that today I am going to do something. Today is not going to be just a regular, ordinary day that I let the day go by and I didn't get my goals accomplished. I didn't get anything accomplished that I feel a sense of accomplishment or purpose or direction, or that I just went through life and got nothing done that day. That is like the worst feeling, to know that you go through your day and at the end of the day, it's like, well, what did I get done? Nothing. Well, that surely will not make you feel proud of yourself unless you just needed a day intentionally to rest. Now, if the day is intentional for rest, then you obviously feel that sense of accomplishment because you rested and that was on your list of things that you wanted to accomplish that day. Decide that 24 hours that you have, that you're going to utilize it with purpose and intention, and that you're going to do better with those 24 hours. Again, I talk about this often, that no one is better than anyone else. We may have better circumstances or better off because of the way that we've positioned things in life, but no one person is better than another person in life. So make sure we always know that the 24 hours that you're given, and the 24 hours that I'm given, and the 24 hours that Oprah's given, and the 24 hours that Gail is given, or Michael Jordan, or in any, you name any person that you want to put fill in the blank with, those people all have 24 hours in their day too. It's just how Mark Zuckerberg, let's use him as an example, and Priscilla Chan, it's how they're using their 24 hours that's getting the result that they're quite pleased with. So how we use our 24 hours does make a difference, and make sure we know that. I wanted to make sure that I also tell you that when I was growing up, it was actually, the reason I'm going to tell you this is because it's important to know that people go to great extremes to try to prove people wrong. Well, I don't necessarily share in that theory, even though when I was a child growing up and being raised by my single mother, there are times that I wanted to prove that, I'm a good girl. I really wish you, could be around more of this, or whatever it was that I was trying to prove at those times of my life. And for me at the time, it was important to try to let my dad, in this particular case, he wasn't in our home, but now our relationship is wonderful. I love my dad, and he's a bishop, and God has done tremendous things in his life. But growing up, when I was younger, I was always trying to say, Daddy, I'm this girl over here that I'm doing good things. Don't you want to do this? Don't you want to do that? But guess what? I've learned that theory doesn't always bode well. I overheard a conversation when I was a young girl, and I was actually in high school, and I was just I was at a park, and I was playing with some other girls, and we were all out having a great time. But I heard these two adults, and I won't say their names, but I heard these two adults, and they were talking, and they were actually talking about me. And they said, Kim is from the projects over there. She's from the housing project called The Bottom. And, I bet she won't even get out of high school before she ends up having a baby. So most likely she won't even make it through high school without being pregnant, based on where she's from and where she's over there living and stuff, and the way all that stuff be going on over there. They said a whole bunch of stuff, and I could hear everything that they said, and it was so hurtful to me. It was so hurtful for me as a young person that was actually on a student government. I was a president of my class every year. I was doing very well in school. I was a cheerleader, most spirited, all kinds of accolades. And still, because of the environment that I was growing up in, meaning the housing projects in Ridley Circle called The Bottom, and everyone knew that in that particular environment that so-called nothing good would come out of there. For them to say those things were so hurtful. But at the time I thought, and I made a decision even at that time, that I'm not even going to worry about trying to prove them wrong, but I'm definitely not going to prove them right. So what I took away from that was that I don't care about trying to prove somebody wrong, but I do want to make sure that what they're saying about me is not right. And that's very important to me. And I say that to you to say that even as you're going through life, pursuing your goals and your dreams, and you're doing something, trying to get something accomplished towards obtaining your goals and your dreams, don't worry about trying to prove people wrong, but don't let whatever they're saying be right either. So I encourage you on your journey to do something with what God has given you. The Zuckerbergs, they did something. They did something tremendous. They took a project that was just an idea, and it catapulted to become Facebook today. And something that we all love, adore, we appreciate, because it gives us the opportunity to stay connected. So don't take advantage, or don't diminish or belittle what you may have inside of you that may be a Facebook type level thing. So get started on doing something every day, no matter how small it is. It does not matter if it's a baby step. Every step counts towards getting towards your goal being accomplished. So I really hope that I've helped somebody today. And some of the takeaways that I said is make sure you write things down. How many of you are going to write things down? Did you even write me saying write things down? No. So let's try this again. Let's try this again. I'm gonna try one more time. Write things down. Is there anybody that's willing to type write things down? Because the things that you write down are the things that you'll do. If you don't write it down, most likely it won't happen. So write things down. Then also identify how much time you can devote to each thing within that project. What are the percentages that you can give to those things? Whether each percentage, the whole thing should equal 100% at the end, because you don't have more than 100%. So it should equal 100% at the end of your factoring out what you're going to devote to each entity, okay? And then also making sure that you don't just put everything on there, because everything's not going to get accomplished. But put down what your must-dos are. What are the things that you must get accomplished that day, that no matter what, you don't want to close your eyes without making sure that these things get accomplished on your list. And those are the things that you can scratch off, and you'll feel that sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. So I hope that I've helped you in just sharing the inspiration of what's happened with the Zuckerbergs and how they were able to be this loving family. They have 2 daughters, and the wonderful interview that took place with Gayle King on CBS this morning, given the behind the scenes in their home. It's an exclusive interview. You can check that out. But make sure that you create your own big project, your own dream come true situation too. And that's the inspiration that I learned from them earlier today. Anytime you all ever want to stay connected with me, feel free to shoot me an email, kim@thebalancedoctor.tv. And you can also go to thebalancedoctor.tv and join my mailing list. And I'll be happy to keep you included whenever I send out email communications. And I am excited about my future. And are you? I am excited because I know that so many great things are yet to come. And I encourage you all to do the same thing. Be able to share what your goals and your dreams are, and inspire other people to know that what they have within them is incredible, and it has to be shared. Okay, I think that's about all I'm going to say for right now. I hope that I've helped somebody, and be encouraged, and most importantly, do something. Don't let that dream stay dormant inside of you. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.